It's NBC 26 at 10. Investigators looking for answers after a school shooting in South Texas. Plus, finally here, people are gearing up for the Cellcom Green Bay Marathon. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle tie the knots in a fairy tale wedding come true. We're following the news on the school shooting in Texas, though. Authorities say 10 people are dead and 13 people injured. Right now, investigators are trying to find out what the alleged gunman's motive was. Here's NBC's Dan Sheneman.
Students, escorted by police, returned to Santa Fe High School today to gather belongings abandoned when the shots were fired. The memory of the lives lost still fresh in their minds. Sophomore Alyssa Vole said one of her best friends was killed.
If I came to school depressed, he'd always make me smile or try to do something to make me happy or something like that.
One day earlier, investigators say Demetrius Pagortzis opened fire. The 17-year-old student armed with his father's shotgun and a handgun. He is now behind bars. A judge denied bond. Authorities say there is no obvious motive.
He was a weird kid sometimes, but we all loved him. He was just another one of the guys.
Mourners today brought signs and flowers to Santa Fe. Carissa Potts and her daughter drove from Houston.
Our hearts go out to the families and even the young man that committed these horrific crimes. He's in our prayers too.
As mourners offer prayers, survivors say they need time to grieve.
We don't want a shooting to be our legacy. We want to show that we're stronger than that, we're better than that.
A community that doesn't want to be defined by tragedy. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
And during this tragedy, an all-star athlete is stepping up to help out his community, and it's not the first time he's done it. Sports anchor Chris Barrier has more on this story. Chris.
Yeah, well, Wisconsin native J.J. Watt has been extremely active in the community since being drafted back in 2011, and today he stepped forward yet again to help those in need. The former Badgers offered to pay for the funerals of those killed in Friday's shooting at Santa Fe School, about 30 miles from downtown Houston, where Watt now plays for the Houston Texans. As he just said, 10 people killed Friday morning, 13 more wounded when the 17-year-old carrying that shotgun and revolver opened fire at the high school. Watt took to Twitter shortly after that shooting, calling the tragedy absolutely horrific. It's clear it strikes close to home for him. You might remember Watt was named last year's recipient of the NFL's Walter Payton Man of the Year award after his fundraising campaign raised more than $37 million for people affected by Hurricane Harvey. I think it's safe to say the world is a better place with J.J. Watt in it. Mo, we'll see you again in sports.
Certainly agree, Chris. Thank you. And a big weekend for runners, so it's going to be hard for them to get to the finish line. Let's ask Gino Recchi about some marathon forecast. Gino.
Yeah, Mo, so right now we're watching a cold front that's passing through, and we were kind of concerned yesterday that this front might not move through too quickly, but that high pressure that's off to the west, it looks like it's going to be our friend for the marathon tomorrow, because we're expecting now a dry marathon. No rainfall in the forecast. Temperature starting off race time at 46 degrees, gradually warming up into the mid and upper 50s by the end of the marathon. Now, warmer weather's in that forecast, 70s and 80s. You'll see that in a bit.
All right, look forward to that, Gino. Thank you. And while runners are gearing up for the Cellcom Green Bay Marathon tomorrow, there are still plenty of activities going on today in the area. The 5K and WPS Kids Power Run was today. The 5K started on Lombardi Avenue in front of Lambeau Field and ended in the Lambeau Field parking lot. The Kids Power Run includes a lap around Lambeau Field.
The Wisconsin Public Service started this race with the Cellcom Marathon is to get kids active and really get their energy. So another form of energy, because we're the energy company. And it's really important to start them at a young age and start those lifelong skills and just habits of being healthy.
And the Cellcom Green Bay Marathon relay starts tomorrow at 7 in the morning. And here is a look at the route map to plan your commute tomorrow and to avoid those road closures as well. And also tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. the Ray Nitschke Memorial Bridge will be closed. The city of Green Bay says it's for the safety of the marathon runners. And staying in Green Bay right now, officers from the police department traded their uniforms in for soccer gear for a friendly matchup against neighbors, and they got in more than just a workout. NBC 26's Max Grossfeld has that story.
Luis Santiago is coaching up his team,
check in.
which normally plays in the Green Bay Hispanic League. While the city's Latino community started the league, he says it welcomes all ethnicities.
With a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, I think it's a great opportunity to get to know other people as well.
This is no ordinary friendly. Officers with the Green Bay Police Department are joining in the fun.
We want people to see police officers on a different light, and today it's just a great way of using soccer to bridge that gap.
Today's game isn't about winning or losing. It's about bringing the Green Bay community together as a team.
With teams, you get to know more people and get to communicate with them. Because if you don't communicate, then there's not really a team.
If we know each other, we can work together, and we can really just live and prosper in this community.
After the final whistle, few will remember the score.
It's just really about having fun and really working with one another to develop those relationships that are desperately needed.
I think it helps a lot so people know how the police officers are not just here to just stop crime, they're here to also get to know the community as well.
Instead, officers hope everyone will remember the teamwork and bring that with them back into their communities. Keeping you connected in Green Bay, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26.
And the Green Bay police officers are planning to play in 2 games this summer as well, on June 30th and July 21st at Kennedy Park. They have to turn in the event into something with food and more appearances from McGruff the Crime Dog. And from the water to the sky, the Appleton International Airport hosted an event designed for families who are traveling with loved ones who have autism. It's part of the program called the ARC's Wings for Autism. The program's goal is to help lower the stress they and their families have when young people are traveling. They got the full experience that includes getting boarding passes, going through security, and boarding the plane.
It's for a trying ground for families from all over the state of Wisconsin, and in fact, from all over the Midwest, to give a try and see how their loved one would be affected by this particular situation of airplane travel.
And organizers say it also helps lower the stress and children and parents feel when traveling. And stay with us, more news and weather is coming up after the break.
And now, your NBC 26 Storm Shield forecast with meteorologist Gino Recchia.
We started a bit with some cloud cover, but then the sunshine came out this afternoon and really helped us warm up, especially farther away from the lakeshore. But By the lake, it was a bit cooler, and this evening we were also in the 40s, so the coolest spots by the lake. Farther inland, still Wapaka, Watoma in the 60s, Fox Valley in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Green Bay right now at 54 degrees. Winds coming in out of the east and northeast between 10 to 20 miles per hour. It is a little breezy. We have a cold front that's passing through, and behind that cold front, winds will be sustained between 10 to 20 miles per hour overnight tonight. With that cold front comes a chance of some rain showers, which we're currently following. Very light rain, even a light sprinkle. We had some viewers on Facebook Live this evening mentioning a sprinkle over in Berlin. Up towards the north, along the Northwoods, a few light sprinkles as well, but no heavy downpours expected with this cold front. Pretty moisture deprived. Some showers and thunderstorms between La Crosse and Dubuque, but that should be staying down to the south with it as a high pressure moving in from Canada should keep all that moisture south, and that's great news for the marathon runners tomorrow, where we were kind of concerned maybe a chance of some rainfall. Right now it doesn't look like that, but what we are watching is some gusty winds coming in out of the north and northeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour tonight. Then for the start of the run tomorrow, we'll be at about 15 miles per hour out of the northeast. Winds gradually calming down as we get towards the evening and overnight period. But with it, also it will be a cooler day tomorrow as well, with that cool air coming in from Canada. Here's where the rainfall is supposed to set up overnight tonight, 3:30 in the morning, staying mostly cloudy over Green Bay. Then by the morning hour and in the sunrise, probably some partly to mostly cloudy skies during the race time. Partly cloudy skies. We gradually clear out into mostly sunny by the afternoon hours. Temperatures, though, a bit cooler than what we saw today. Highs only in the upper 50s and lower 60s. By the lakeshore, however, in the lower to mid 50s. So a little cooler by the lake. We will be seeing a bit of a warm up, though, in that 7-day forecast. I'll show that momentarily. For the rest of the evening, a few isolated scattered rain showers possible. Overnight low of 44 degrees. We get up towards 60 degrees tomorrow. Today's high was 71, so more than 10 degrees cooler. We get into the mid-60s on Monday, chance of a few light rain showers. Back into the 70s as we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday. 80s return Thursday and Friday, with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms on Friday, lingering towards Saturday afternoon, or morning rather, most. So back into some summer-like warmth, and after that 7-day period, Moto, it looks like that warm weather will continue into next week. So kind of right up your alley.
Yeah, you can run outside, but next week I think I'm going to run back inside because of that.
There you go.
All right, thank you so much, Gino. More news is next. Stay with us. Welcome back. The fairy tale has come true. Meghan Markle has married her prince at Windsor Castle in the UK. NBC's Jay Gray takes us through the day's events.